Hello, and welcome to the Vlogging Pod. As of November 18th, this administration has advanced several political and immigration moves, while fallout continues from newly released Epstein files. At the center of the immigration changes is a renewed push to revive a tougher public charge rule. But it's important to understand who these changes actually target. Undocumented immigrants cannot receive Medicaid, CHIP, or SNAP at all, and lawfully present immigrants can access many benefits, but only when the correct status and typically only after 5-year waiting period. Even then, only 6% of Medicaid and CHIP enrollees nationwide are non-citizen immigrants. A new push from this administration would expand interagency data access so immigration officials can review Medicaid, SNAP, housing benefit enrollment records, despite the strict eligibility rules, and use the information as a negative factor when evaluating permanent residency applications. The same administration is suing California over a law that bans masked federal agents and requires visible IDs, claiming it undermines federal authority. On the Epstein front, thousands of pages of emails and records were released last week, but a massive trove remains sealed, withheld, or heavy redacted. The evidence index shows investigations are still holding around 40 computers and electronic devices, 26 storage drives, more than 70 CDs, 6 recording devices, roughly 300 gigabytes of digital data, as well as private island visitor logbooks, boat transport logs, an employee contract list, and a set of financial documents that have been made public. These include disks containing wiretap recordings from Ghislaine Maxwell's phone and large quantities of child abuse images, which the Justice Department is now using to argue that most of the remaining material should remain sealed. The newly released emails themselves show Epstein repeatedly referring to the man who is now the head of this administration. In another email, he told a former Treasury official that the head of this administration was the worst person I ever met and dangerous. Congressional investigators say head of this administration's names show up in more than half of the roughly 2,300 emails released so far, which was intensified political pressure as the House moves toward a vote on Epstein Files Transparency Act. Critics argue the administration's sudden shift to supporting full disclosure looks more like an attempt to take control of the narrative ahead of whatever might be in the unreleased hard drives and financial records. On the economic front, this administration is aggressively selling a story that prices are coming down for ordinary Americans. The concrete moves they point to are a series of hardball drug pricings after threatening tariffs and using a most favored nation order that demands U.S. prices match the lowest in other rich countries. The White House has pushed companies like Pfizer and AstraZeneca into agreements to offer lower MFN prices to every state Medicaid program and to sell some medicines directly to patients through a new Trump-branded online platform. It should be noted that congressional Democrats have publicly raised concerns that Trump RX may benefit persons or entities with close ties to the head of this administration. Similar announcements have come out involving certain weight loss drugs. Experts note that the Medicaid already gets big rebates, so the revealed savings could be modest, and most people on employer insurance or Medicaid may see little change. At the same time, the head of this administration is going on TV and to friendly audiences pointing to things like discounted Walmart Thanksgiving dinner bundle, and fast food summits with McDonald's franchise as proof that groceries and meals are cheaper now, even though fact checkers have shown that some of those price drops come from shrinking or changing what's in the bundle, while overall grocery prices and other essentials like rent, utilities, and insurances are still higher than they were a few years ago. In other words, there are real pressure campaigns against narrow slice of big corporations, especially drug makers. But the broader prices are down message is being built on cherry-picked examples rather than across the board relief. Today's sources come from Trump revives policy penalizing immigrants for using safety net programs. Politico. The truth about immigrants and federal government benefits. American Immigration Council. TrumpRx.gov official site. Welch leads colleagues in demanding transparency from HHS on TrumpRx. New pricing deals with Pfizer and AstraZeneca. Press release by Senate Democrats. Welch.senate.gov. Epstein files live updates as House Senate to vote on bill to force release. CBS News. U.S. House votes on releasing Epstein files. What to expect. Al Jazeera. Here are all the Epstein files that have been released. Axios. Thank you for listening. Until next time, bye-bye for now.